Good afternoon, everybody. It is April 11th, 2025, 9:09 p.m., and we have a lot to cover. Coming from cold winter blasts in April to the return of severe weather and a lot more problems that will be happening over the next week or two. Okay, so starting off the problems that are going to be affecting us in the next week or two, we have the return of severe weather. Starting the most significant, so we have something happening April 12th. This is tomorrow. We have a small marginal risk in South Dakota and over in northern US. And then day 3, not much so far. This could get upgraded to a marginal, maybe a slight, not likely. And then day 4 is where our best chance for the return of severe weather is, at least as far as we can tell, with a slight risk being over a majority of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. The thing causing this new severe weather outbreak is actually this lower trough that's pushing in on our jet stream, which you'll see once we get up a little farther. Right here is the next severe weather causer. Actually, it intensifies as it gets to its new slight risk chance, which is going to be our causer of severe weather. And that's what we have to be on the outlook for the next 7 to 10 days. The next thing to keep in mind is the amount of rainfall that's going to be coming with this storm. And looking through these models over the past couple of days, what we've noticed is here's the 14th, here's the recent severe weather outbreak that we're looking forward to. But also, if you go to, this is going to be the 17th and 18th, we also have a little splotch here of rain that is being tracked on models. This is also a decent ways out. This is a week away. So it's not exactly accurate, but this is something to keep an eye on for if it continues to trend this way and if this will be another severe weather outbreak to keep our eyes out for. Next thing we're going to move into is the temperature roller coaster we're going to have for the rest of April. Starting off with today, where we have a huge cold blast coming in from Canada all the way in the Midwest here. And as this moves out, this is our high pressure system. This is our low trough that you see on the jet stream. You'll see that this high pressure system makes its way east, and the Midwest actually starts to warm back up until another and even stronger cold blast. This is what's going to cause our severe weather outbreak here in Ohio and Pennsylvania, is going to rush right back through. This is looking at April 15th with the Midwest and the East Coast getting another cold blast of air. After this, there's also a low pressure system here where this high pressure system is also back again, low pressures on either side. They call it an omega block. And moving into the future, not much is certain after a week. So anything after this is undetermined, but there is a low pressure system moving from the west coast over to the east, which could be our next severe weather outbreak if it were to make it past the Rockies. Moving into our next part, it's going to be the radar. We do have storms going on down here in Dixie Alley at the moment, but moving forward, we have this high pressure system that we just talked about that's giving us all this warm air right now. And then you got the low pressure system that'll move in from Canada up here, having snowfall up in the northern Wisconsin. And then here's the severe weather system. Doesn't look like much on radar, especially on the GFS models at the moment. So it just isn't going to be a horrible storm, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an isolated tornado or two. As that moves out, the high pressure system is back with 2 low pressure systems on each side, the omega block shape. And then our next system right here, this is looking at the 17th and 18th, so this is also about a week out, like we talked about. This is now popping up on GFS models, which not only gives us the precip positivity on this, but also now GFS models showing a storm popping up somewhere in this general area. So this is something to keep your eyes on for the future and to make plans about where you're going to go if a tornado were to happen and what to do in the case so you're all ready and prepared. Looking forward into temperature for the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, the West Coast is actually way above average for temperature. Midwest is going to be near normal, with eastern parts of Wisconsin being below, and then all of the East Coast being below average temperatures for this time of year for a while still. But spring is on the way, just so everybody's aware. These cold blasts should stop as we move into May, and you guys should be getting that spring and eventually into summer air as we get there. Moving into the 6 to 10 day preciption outlook, we have in the northwest, we have some below average precipitation, and then down here in Texas, we have above average, which is something I didn't pick up on the models, but a lot of the US is going to be near normal. Florida is going to be below average, and then up by Maine is going to be above average. So that is also something to keep your eyes on. With all that, that's all the weather news that I have for you at the moment. But as we move into later this weekend and then later next week, I'll give you guys another update on if any new models show up, if any new storms are popping up, or what's going to happen from here on out. But you guys stay weather aware. The link to join the Discord, it's a weather Discord with live tornado alerts, severe weather, all that sorts of stuff, is in the bio of the YouTube channel. And the first 10 members, I believe we have 4 or 5 members now. The first 10 get immediate VIP access upon joining. So consider joining the weather team, and we will see you guys later.